This is the Phillies Postcast, your instant game reaction for the Philadelphia Phillies. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Welcome to the show, everybody. This is Locked On Phillies Postcast. My name is Mark Barzetta, and your Philadelphia Phillies are now 4-1 on the season after their 5-1 victory over the Colorado Rockies. Edmundo Sosa stays red hot. Zack Wheeler was wheeling and dealing against the Rockies today. Absolutely electric. Some struggles with the bats, namely Bryce Harper goes 0 for 5 today where they strike out in a huge situation, just missing a couple of pitches in another at-bat, but the Phillies got the job done. And I hate to even say that they found a way to win, but when we're used to the long ball so often for your Phillies, it was a little bit different today. A lot of small ball, a lot of good base running, by the way, for your Phils. Loved every second of it, and bottom line, again, they improved to 4-1 to start the season. We'll be going through the box score. We'll give you the player of the game. We'll give you the turning point of the game. We'll also talk about what you'll most likely be talking about tomorrow when it comes to your Philadelphia Phillies. What a game that was, but here's where we'll start.
This is the Locked On Player of the Game.
I mentioned him, Zack Wheeler. I mentioned Edmundo Sosa. You could really go either way. And I'm sure throughout the entire season, Zack Wheeler will have plenty of opportunities to be the player of the game. Today is one of those opportunities. Tonight is one of those opportunities. If you had to have a 1A and a 1B, it would be Zack Wheeler and it would be Edmundo Sosa. Let's get to the numbers first and foremost when it comes to Zack Wheeler. Here it is for all the pitchers for the Phillies today. Wheeler gives you 7 innings, 3 hits, 1 run. It was a long ball, and strikes out 10 using 105 pitches to get through his second start of the season. I believe it was 95 in his first start of the season and unable to secure the win. But he had the mind that he was going to be dealing from the jump. First off, first inning, 14 pitches, gets a couple of strikeouts on there. Tovar, one of them on a 3-2 fastball away, got him to chase it. Then McMahon steps up, gets him on a curveball. 14 pitches, 2 strikeouts, done. On to the next inning. He hits Goodman, no problem. He then gets a 5-4-3 double play and then strikes out totally at the end that inning on a fastball. Again, 14 pitches used. The very next inning, no strikeouts recorded. He's able to get a fielder's choice after allowing his first hit of the game. Then in the third, he ends up going up there. In the fourth inning, he strikes out Goodman to end that inning just on 3 pitches using a splitter to get out of that one. Toley, he strikes out again, this time getting him to chase the high heat. Love to see that. Farmer, he strikes out on a split to end the 5th inning, 19 pitches at that point. And then Doyle, he gets to strike out on another splitter in the 6th inning. All these pitches were working phenomenally well for him. The only pitch, and here's the thing, the home run that he gave up, he struck out McMahon in a 7-pitch at bat using the cutter in that 7th inning. Then he faces Goodman, and he puts a sinker up in the zone, in on the hands, off the plate, and Goodman just did a great job of just barely getting that bat around to put it about, it was 370 to left center field, more so left field. But he puts a 370 out there. I don't know how he got that much of the bat on it, but he got that much of the bat on it. It's almost like you're playing in Colorado. It wasn't a great pitch to hit a home run on, but he turned on it. He put a good swing on it, and that was that. If you want to call that a mistake by Zack Wheeler, then it was a mistake by Zack Wheeler. But all in all, 22 pitches in that inning alone, he left the game with the 2-1 lead. So Zack Wheeler, after going 7 innings with 3 hits and no walks, by the way, you saw it in the numbers right down there, and striking out 10, he gets the player of the game nod for his first win of the season. If you had to say there was one more guy that deserves player of the game consideration, it's only the guy that has played now in 4 games this season. And in 4 games this season, he has hit 4 multi-hit games in 4 games this season, including the 3 hits that he had today. He had 2 in both games against the Washington Nationals down in D.C. He had 2 against the Colorado Rockies on opening day at Citizens Bank Park, and he had 3 hits today. Edmundo Sosa was the magic maker for your Philadelphia Phillies. And really, you want to start it off with what he was able to do after his third at bat of the game. After the 3rd inning, his first at bat of the game. Pops out the third, just missed a pitch. Pops out the first, just missed a pitch. That was that. It was an interesting thing. There was a camera angle that caught him going into the dugout with Nick Castellanos. And Nick Castellanos was looking at him, and they're both looking at each other like, it was there. And Sosa just missed it. So maybe things were coming along. The eye was still good. He just missed that pitch. So Sosa comes up again in the 5th inning. This time he leads off the inning. He puts the ball in the left field for his 7th hit of the season. Then Rojas steps up there. He lays down the bunt. They get 1st and 3rd with nobody out. Turner steps up there. Rojas gets the stolen base. Sosa's still on 3rd. Now you got 2nd and 3rd with nobody out. Later, it becomes a bases-loaded situation on a weird play at 3rd on Turner's dribbler down the first base line. It should be 3rd base line, where Sosa was able to get back to 3rd before he was tagged. Turner's now safe at 1st. Bryce Harper steps up there. And unfortunately, in this situation, ends up striking out. So although Sosa was getting something good going, this was the bases-loaded situation in the 5th inning that felt like the Phillies were going to break it open. And unfortunately, Harper goes down swinging, Bohm goes down swinging, and Schwarber goes down swinging. Not on every punch-out where they swing it at junk, like Bohm didn't swing at junk on a punch-out, or Harper didn't strike at junk on a punch-out. But throughout their at-bats, they were swinging at junk, unfortunately. So Phillies, unfortunately, have it only as a 2-1 lead at this point in the ballgame. So they need to get some magic going again. 7th inning, Edmundo Sosa steps up to the plate again. Edmundo Sosa puts the ball this time in right field to lead off another inning with a single with a base knock there. Rojas steps up. He lays down the sac bunt. Sosa's able to get the 3rd on that play. Turner gets the RBI single after that. It's now a 3-1 lead, courtesy of Trey Turner's RBI single to center field. But again, Edmundo Sosa starting off the inning with a base hit. He later came up to blow the game open in the 8th inning. This was a great situation. They made a pitching change to face Sosa. They went with Halverson to come into the game. He faces Edmundo Sosa. Edmundo Sosa, with the bases loaded, put the ball in the center field for a 2-run double. Phillies then go up 5-1, which would be the final score. Edmundo Sosa. I don't know who put the quarter in the Sosa machine, but oh my goodness gracious, he is starting off this season red hot. You love to see it for him. So where does he play tomorrow? He didn't play Stott against the lefty today. Does Sosa go in the outfield? What's the next move? Because if you look at the box score today, as far as the lineup was concerned, you have Max Kepler going out there. He had an 0 for it today. He did work a walk. Bryce Harper getting a first base. Not going to happen. It seems like a lot of these guys like to hit. Turner just coming off a 3-hit day. Good for him. Couldn't get another big hit, unfortunately, in that 8th inning. But they still had 3 hits on the day. Not going to rip him for it by any means. Where does Sosa play tomorrow? Do you try him in the outfield? Where do you put him? You can't keep that hot a bat. Look, I don't know if he's using a torpedo bat or what, but whenever I posted this on social media after Sosa's last at bat, just whatever bat Edmundo Sosa's using, just everybody use that one. Everybody use that. By the way, Bohm got his 2nd hit today with that very popular and trendy torpedo bat. Harper apparently has ordered some, reportedly. See if that turns things around. Speaking of turning things around, when we come back, not only would I tell you, am I going to tell you what I think you're going to be talking about tomorrow, but I'll also walk you through a little bit more detail of that 5th inning, because that was just a wild situation. And normally, if the Colorado Rockies weren't playing dumb baseball throughout the game today, I would have been worried about that 5th inning. I was, that 5th inning, bases low, nobody out. Oh, it's going to come back to bite you in the old behind. But I didn't. It crossed my mind, but I'm like, that's not going to happen. The Rockies are terrible. That's how I felt. They were making some dumb decisions in the field today, and I thought they were going to carry that over, and they did to the plate, and it never came back to bite the Phillies in the behind. So more on that when we come back. This is Locked On Sports Phillies YouTube channel. You got me for all your postcast needs throughout this season. You have Connor Thomas throughout the entire year with your Locked On Phillies daily podcast. So make sure you guys are subscribing it is, right here to Locked On Phillies YouTube channel. Back after this. Oh, man. You know what I can really go for? I can really go for some pistachios. Wonderful pistachios. Looking for a snack that's both delicious and nutritious? Crack into a good source of protein with wonderful pistachios. Wonderful pistachios is one of the highest protein nuts. Each 1 ounce servings has 6 grams of protein, giving over 10% of your daily value. All that in pistachios. How about that? Plus, they're packed with fiber. Better for you unsaturated fats as well to keep you feeling fuller longer. Personally, I love no shells variety. It's the perfect grab and go snack for busy days, whether I'm snacking at the desk, as I do here in between innings every once in a while, on the road as well. Quick protein boost. Wonderful Pistachios is where it's at. The fact that Wonderful Pistachios is a complete protein providing all 9 essential amino acids. Oh, where can I get more amino acids? Wonderful Pistachios is where. No shells, Wonderful Pistachios for the grab and go. Ease. We're all looking for that easy snack. Wonderful Pistachios is where it's at. So get snacking and get cracking with the snack that packs a protein punch. Visit wonderfulpistachios.com to learn more. That's wonderfulpistachios.com. Monarch Money. Maybe you're going to get a big tax return, huh? You want to manage that money a little bit better? Monarch Money is where it's at. Check your bank account. You ever do this? They're like, whoa, I'm looking at my bank account. Well, where'd the money go? I just enrolled my daughter in youth softball. I'm like, where'd the money go? Oh, that's where it went, But you have to look at Monarch Money as if it's your personal CFO to help you keep track of everything. Monarch Money isn't just a budgeting app. It's a complete financial command center. You can track all your accounts, investments, and spending in one place. So you stop managing your money and start building wealth with Monarch Money. When I started using Monarch Money, I just realized how much money I was actually spending on takeout, how much money I was spending on food deliveries. Monarch Money will help you track all that. Managing money with your partner is also smoother than ever. You can track shared and personal accounts, set goals, and stay on the same page without the stress. Take control of your finances with Monarch Money. Use promo code LOCKEDONMLB. That's LOCKEDONMLB at monarchmoney.com. for 50% off your first year. That's monarchmoney.com/LockedOnMLB for half off your first year at Monarch Money. A couple of plays here for the Phillies I want to make sure I highlight. First, this wasn't a good one, and this might just be...
This is what you'll be talking about.
You're going to be happy that the Phillies won 5-1. You're going to be happy that Zack Wheeler had 10 strikeouts. You're going to be happy that Edmundo Sosa is just scorching hot right now. But what you might not be happy about is that 5th inning. Bases loaded. You're already up 2 runs. You had a solid 4th inning. You have a chance to tack on some more. Bases loaded, nobody out. Bryce Harper steps up. Now, this was interesting to me. If I recall correctly, the only 3 strikeouts that the Rockies were able to get, the only 3 strikeouts that Freeland was able to get tonight came in that 5th inning. Yeah, it was the only 3 strikeouts that he got in the game. Bryce Harper steps up, and Freeland buzzes him. High and tight, backs Harper off the play a little bit, doesn't react dramatically. He just digs right back into the batter's box. You love to see it. Then there were 3 sweepers grossly out of the strike zone that Bryce Harper just couldn't help himself with. Flailed away at him. It looked like, I think the famous at bat is Holby Milner, former Philly, when he was with the Brewers. 2 years ago, I think it was. He's with the Brewers, and Bryce Harper just looked completely lost. Like, didn't take the bat off his shoulder. Like, I think as Milner was letting go of the ball, he just dropped the bat and just like, wherever that's going, okay. And so it wasn't nearly as dramatic as that, but you can kind of tell through Bryce Harper's very obvious batting language or body language while he's in the batter's box, it doesn't look good. This was a perfect example of that. It just didn't look good for Bryce Harper. So he steps up, gets the sinker up and in. Then he flails away at a sweeper, low and away. Then he flails away at a sweeper, low and away. Then he takes a sweeper, low and away. Good job. And then I guess he just thought that Freeland was going to come back with another sweeper, but instead he buzzed the fastball just on the outer half of the plate, and Bryce Harper went down looking, and he knew it. That's what went down. Then the very next batter, Alec Bohm comes up again, bases loaded. Now 1 out. Alec Bohm goes down on 4 pitches, strikes out on a sweeper. This one that cuts in low and away to low and inside to his feet, couldn't track it. And then Kyle Schwarber, unfortunately, goes down on a sweeper as well. The only strikeouts in the game. I feel like a lot of people have the Phillies on a really short leash this year. And even though they won 5-1, and I'm excited that they won 5-1, and Edmundo Sosa is great. Trey Turner, 3 hits is great. And Zack Wheeler, 10 strikeouts is awesome. And his first win of the season. You've won your first series of the season. You go for the series sweep tomorrow. Your first home Series equates to a sweep, hopefully, tomorrow. But I know that fifth inning is going to stick in a lot of people's craws. What else I hope is something that sticks around is something that we'll call the turning point.
Time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
To me, the turning point of this game came in the fourth inning. And there's no doubt about that. I mean, you had Zack Wheeler just crushing. He was rolling. Alec Bohm led off with that hit with the torpedo bat in the fourth inning. Schwarber stepped up there, got the double in the corner on one hand, just dropped it down, put it in the corner, and he was able to get the double. It's an RBI double for Kyle Schwarber. By the way, ballsy play by Dusty Wathan to send Alec Bohm. I don't know if he just knew the throw was going to be terrible, but again, the Rockies were dumb in the field today, and this was the first shining example of that. Bad throw in, Bohm scores on it. If it's an even decent throw, hitting the cutoff relay, Bohm's out by a mile at home plate. So they get the run home. Aggressive base running. There you go. Then JT Realmuto steps up to the plate. This is the heads-up base running by Kyle Schwarber. JT Realmuto hits a little dribbler. Little dribbler in front of home plate. Barely making it, towards, a couple feet out on the grass outside the circle, right? In front of the pitcher's mound. Schwarber reads this play perfectly, noticing that nobody is covering home. So they make the throw to first base. Schwarber breaks for home. Kyle Schwarber, your 2022 postseason stolen base king. Yeah, that's right. Kyle Schwarber breaks for home and scores the Phillies' second run of the ballgame. The game-winning run, essentially. They got insurance runs, but that was the game-winning run. Heads-up play by Kyle Schwarber. That fourth inning, without question, was the turning point of the game. Let's get into your comments. What you guys have to say about this victory with the Phillies improving to 4-1 now on the young season before they're back at it tomorrow afternoon at 1:05. Look forward to the Phillies getting back at it 1:05 tomorrow afternoon. Taijuan. ESPN has Taijuan Walker starting tomorrow. That doesn't seem right to me. Again, on 5 days with the off days. Let's hope that's not the case. Anyway, what's going on? Christopher Michael, dude, Edmundo is ridiculous. Farzy, glad you're back. Thank you, Christopher Michael. Good to be back. Ken, hey, Farzy. Gee, so this is what happens when Edmundo Sosa hits when he plays every day. Imagine that. Almost makes us forget about stranding bases loaded twice. How about that? Morgan Landy, great win. Just need one grand slam for MV3. Oh, thank you for reminding me. So now let's fast forward. Where do I have it in my notes? It was the seventh inning? It was the seventh inning, right? Yeah, Harper comes back seventh inning. Seventh inning, by now, Freeland's sweepers are flat. Like batting practice, home run derby flat. Bryce Harper steps up to the plate. This was after Trey Turner got the RBI single, so it's 3-1. There's one out in the inning. Bryce Harper steps up. He gets two flat sweepers. One he fouls away. The other one, he belted. Deep right field. And I give Tom McCarthy all the credit in the world because I heard John Kruk. You could hear it in his voice that he was getting excited. He's like, oh, boy. Oh. And Tom McCarthy's like, deep fly ball, right field. And he's got it. Like, that was that. But he just missed it. So it was just interesting to me that the sweeper was so deadly 2 innings prior and then was just so obviously flattened out by the time the seventh inning rolled around. And then it was no surprise to me that after Harper went down, after that deep fly ball to right field, Freeland's out. And I'm going to say this name right. Name right. Angel Chavilli. Who's cultural? This guy. He faces... After Bryce Harper, he faces Bohm and gets him to ground out the third base, and that was that. Evelyn! What's up, Evelyn? Evelyn's 3 big things. Sosa, Wheeler, and Rojas. Love it. How about Rojas getting those hits? Still not happy about runners in scoring position, but we won, so I guess it's okay. No. It's okay to still... See, look, I don't mind people being upset about something after a win. You're happy they won. Of course we're happy they won, but it's never about, they beat the Rockies on April 2nd. Happy birthday to my mom, by the way. They beat the Rockies on April 2nd, so all is great. No. It's not about what you're doing. It's not about the wins and losses right now per se. It's about taking how you played in this game and saying, could you beat the Dodgers by not hitting with runners in scoring position the way they didn't hit with runners in scoring position? If they were playing the Dodgers today and they have that 5th inning and they go down, bing, bang, boom, 1, 2, 3 with the bases loaded, then I'm a little bit more pissed off because I'm not having the thought of, oh, that won't come back to bite them because I know the Rockies are terrible. Anyway. Intentionally walking Kepler to lead to bases loaded. How about that? The hottest hitter. I had the same thought, Batman 100. I had the same thought. Like they did this last year a lot of times to the Phillies, and it just paid off for the Phillies every single time. Backfired on whatever team they were playing. Philadelphia Phillies small ball. Is this fantasy? You love to see it. Am I right, Batman? I think you're right. Star Wars. How about that small ball? Ray Amato, Scoozy. Edmundo Sosa is on fire, playing like he should be in the lineup again and again. Wheels being the ace. You love every second of it. Jeremy Von Schreiber, what's happening again, brother? Bottom of the lineup carrying this team once again. I'm going to say it every show. I'm going to say it every show. I'm going to say every postcast. The Phillies started out so great last year because the bottom of the order guys were also producing. They're doing it again this year. Pat Ryan, wow, nice job, Farzy. Thank you. Oh, no, Bayman 100. Sadly, is starting that. Drat. Can we fire Walker into the sun? when Pater comes up. Yeah. Start calling Edmundo Eddie Money. Let's go with Eddie Money for Edmundo Sosa. You know what I'm saying? Thanks, everybody in the chat. You guys are great as per usual. Make sure you guys hit like and subscribe on the Locked On Phillies YouTube channel. Once again, my man Connor Thomas has you all throughout the week and instant reactions as well on shorts. So make sure you guys are liking and subscribing to Locked On Phillies YouTube channel. You got Connor with the daily podcast, and you got me with your game postcast after each Phillies game this season. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Have a great rest of your night. Be back with you guys tomorrow afternoon, twice after the Phillies, and then the Sixers. Womp, womp. All right. Have a great rest of your night, everybody. See you guys tomorrow for a little double dip of postcast action. Yeah, that's right. And I'll get that off there. That bing, bang, boom. There we go. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening, everyone. Back with you guys tomorrow for the double dip. See you guys then. Bye.